7th tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to start using Jupyter notebooks to do an introduction to data types in Python. And so let me just write that as we agreed, and then let me give a markdown. So I'm going to introduce in this tutorial sorry, my spelling, my English is letting me down. Tutorial, we are going to discuss the following. So I can enumerate them. One, it's gonna be lists, string. So these are the data types we are going to look at. String, trying to get the letter case. Secondly, we are going to look at our lists. And 3, we are going to look at arrays. And then lastly, we will look at dictionaries. So without much further ado, let's start with the string. I'll give it a heading and make it a bit smaller as we agreed. The first one is string, and then run. So in Python, string are a list of characters. So any character that you can type from a computer keyboard plus a variety of other characters can be elements in a string. So that means A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, special cases, full stops, question marks, and all that. And strings are created by enclosing a sequence of these characters within a pair or a single quotes. So one thing you also need to know is that strings can be assigned variable names. So let's have a variable name called A. I know this is bad practice in Python, but for now let me use that. And then I can say I am from, let me mess with the Americans here. I am from United. No, let me just use that for now. I am from. And then the second variable will be, and this is the point I really want to mess with Americans, I am from United States of Africa. And so run this cell, and now, so this is the string. So you can see I've enclosed it in double quotations and everything inside is red. So literally whatever is inside the string is never executed, or is, so to say, is not useful, but is equally useful in Python in terms of naming files. When you are having plots, naming the labels like x-axis, y-axis, or even just naming the table head columns. So a lot of functionalities in Python, but they're basically to allow you to interact directly with or understand what the code is doing. So this is a string, and I can print it. I can print A. You can see I'm from, or alternatively I can do print B. So it prints the string that has been signed the variable B, and then if I do that, it's gonna print it. So one thing you need to know about strings is that strings can be concatenated, or they can be combined using a concatenation operator, which is basically a plus. So let me give you an example. Let me demonstrate this. Let's say C, this is the third variable, and then I'm gonna do A, which is I am from, plus something called string literal, and I will have it as space plus B. So what does this code do? is gonna take A, which is I'm from, then adds to this second, which is basically an empty space, and then add the last part of it, which is B, United States of Africa. Okay, American, sorry. And then I can print A, can literally print C. So let's see what this does. So print C. So you can see it has combined A and B to I am from United States of Africa. Let's see what happens if you don't have got this space here, and just run it. You can see there's no space between from and United States, which is basically these two statements. So that is why you want to have that space for aesthetics. So that is to do with the addition of two strings, which in a programming language we call it concatenation. We can also sometimes use numbers or convert numbers into strings, and that is done basically by simply giving them the quotation. So I can say A is equal to let me use single quotation this time so that to illustrate that, 758 or 789. B equal to 56. So if I do A, so this one means I've taken the number 789, which is a number or an integer, and then used that or converted into a string by simply having the quotations. So now if I add the two, let's see what happens if I add the two. A plus B and then C. So you can see how it's adding them. Basically it's concatenating them. It's not adding them as you are used to in algebra. So it's basically taking this and combining that. So that is to do with the strings, and that marks the end of our video.